All right. Welcome back to the Incarcerated Minds podcast, where we talk about criminality, the prison system, the injustices in the prison systems, stories from criminals, former incarcerated people, and everything in between. This is my co-host,
Elijah.
This is my other co-host.
Taz.
He's going by Taz.
Taz.
And
Today I'm Taz.
shout out to our other co-host, Mello. He will be in the next coming episode of Incarcerated Minds. So, we're going to dive back into the kingpin himself's war stories and all the crazy shit he did before he went into the prison system. Because, it's just crazy shit, and I think you guys should hear it. So, this series is going to be called Chronicles of a Kingpin. It's going to be separated from Conversations with a Kingpin. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take it back to when you were robbing dirt bikes, when you were 10, 13 years old robbing dirt bikes in the city of Peekskill doing nut shit. Tell us some crazy stories about that.
All right, let's take it back. So at like 13, at 13 is probably where we stepped it all the way up. This is where we started really we were burglarizing, we were thieving, we were juxing people. We were doing everything that we had to do to get $1. So my father moved us to the outskirts of Peekskill, kind of like a suburb of Peekskill. So all my friends are in Peekskill, but I'm living like 5 miles away. So the only way I could get to Peekskill is on the weekends. I'd have to come down and see my aunt. I'd stay at her house. So on Friday night, I'd show up there. Hey, Aunt Lois, I want to stay. She'd let me spend the night. And I'd go out. As soon as they went to sleep, out the window, gone. Till 2, 3 in the morning, doing nefarious activities. So one crazy story is we were stealing dirt bikes. And I was with my partner.
I'll just move your chain real quick. It's over your mic. There you go. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
I was with my partner. We stole a couple of dirt bikes, and we pushed the dirt bikes to a park. And we hotwire. We're trying to start them. Boom, boom, boom. We can't get them started. Some guys watching us, so we're getting all nervous. We find out we end up getting them started, and we take off. And we're driving them back to the stash spot that we have in the woods next to the house. That's the stash spot.
Got a whole stash spot.
Yeah, in the woods, like next to a tree. And we're thinking nobody's going to see
and
it.
Peekskill's not a very wooded area, so
no,
it's not like deep woods.
We're 13 years old. We're thinking that this is the greatest stash spot in America. So we're riding these things back. We're cruising. We end up going through the center of Peekskill. As we hit the center of Peekskill, I don't know what was going on. Even to this day, there was a riot happening. There's people lined, hundreds and hundreds of people lined up the sidewalks of Peekskill. And we're riding through the middle of them. Now we're wheeling. Before it was all popular with you youngsters now. We're doing this. The cops are coming out. They're chasing us. People are trying to get the dirt bikes so they can have a good time. That's just some of the crazy stuff we used to do. We end up getting on a high-speed chase with the cops, motorcycle cops, regular cops. We take off. They try to follow us in through the woods. We end up getting away, tucking the bikes.
Was it like a full riot, like burning stuff down, like this, like straight out of a movie scene?
Yeah, they were throwing bottles, and they were throwing bottles at the police. The police were there, riot gear, and we came through the center of that.
That's insane.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty. For 13 years old, yeah, we didn't know what was going on.
You said you were staying with your aunt at the time?
Yeah.
How long did it take for her to figure out that you were doing all this stuff, sneaking out the house, getting into all this crazy activities?
I don't know if she really ever figured it out.
Never to this
I
day?
didn't care. She's probably just like, all right.
It was like my weekend ritual all that summer when I was 13. Like I would go down there, I would eat, hang out, and then I would sneak out. And, sometimes it was a jokes. At 13 years old, I'd she had a 9-iron golf club. I'd pull that golf club off, and I'd cruise on down and try to wait for a drunk guy. Coming home after work, like Friday night, he's coming home, staggering in. I'd hit him with the golf club, bing, and I'd run his pockets, a 13-year-old kid, you know, having $400 or $500 in the early '90s, that's a lot of money.
Oh
Not
yeah.
bad at all,
No,
yeah.
I can't imagine getting back at 13 years old after that riot. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck just
Crazy
happened?
summer. That's a crazy summer right there.
Bro, we almost died.
At 13 years old. 13 years old.
Yeah, that's
They're
fucking
going
crazy,
through all this
man.
Crazy shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were like on TV or something. If they were televising
That's
the
possible.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah,
that
they
would be
weren't.
crazy.
They weren't televising it. But so that's kind of where it escalated. The criminality really escalated in those years, and steamrolled. You know, we were doing brazen at 14. We were doing brazen strong arm robberies during the day.
Tell us about these drunk guys. Give us one of the stories about these drunk guys that you were robbing and coming home from the bar. Imagine you were strolling back from the bar and a 13-year-old kid just clobbers you with a fucking golf club, man. Fuck that.
So that was kind of the jokes for a while, was strong arm robberies, and at 13, 14 years old. And my aunt ended up taking the 9-iron away, so she kind of got hip to something was going on with the 9-iron.
Something's up with
So, you know, when that happened, I'd go out, and I was always alone on these juxes most of the time. Nobody else was really doing them with me at that moment. My partner really wasn't into them. He was more into burglarizing delis and stores and taking what was in the register. But we had burned that bridge already. We had robbed like every deli in the city of Peekskill.
Before you get into the drunk guys, you told me a story one time about you guys robbed a pizza store or a deli or something. And you just came across just a dead body.
Oh no, we weren't. We did rob that pizzeria, but we used to rob that pizzeria probably faithfully twice a month to get sodas and change. Telling you, man, times were hard then. We were,
they knew your face
we were in a
over there.
bad way. You know, we were 13, 14, and the cops never came messing with us because we were such young kids doing all of this, just figuring out how to break into things and taking the. But essentially now is just chump pocket change, you know.
Yeah, just kids being kids.
$150, but
Yeah,
it was
but
a lot.
$150, you go to Walmart, you can get a
Yeah.
lot of toys with
Well,
that
they didn't
at
have
13.
Walmart back then, but
They didn't have Walmart?
no, they had Caldor. They had Caldor back then.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
not in our
different
area. They
generation.
had Caldor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what happened with that dead body?
So me and my boy, it was a summer. It was summertime because he stunk bad. We were actually hanging out by the dead body the night before,
Oh.
and it stunk. And somebody went over and peed over there, and it stunk real bad. So the next day, him and I are cruising through like the underbrush, cutting through something, you know, looking for something to steal because we were stealing everybody's bicycles, everything around there. And we walked up, and there he is. There's a dead guy sitting there, and his throat's like hanging open, his forehead's to the bone. He's got no eyeballs left, and he's in this crazy, weird pose. I can still remember it and smell it to this day. And
How old were you?
we were 13.
Oh, Jesus.
13
Wow.
turning 14. That was in the summer. So we run, we jump over a fence, we take off, we go to a store, to the pizza place that we robbed a few times. We knock, hey, you got to call the cops. There's a dead body in the back. He was like, get out of here, man. You guys are just always joking around. Get out of here. So we go across the street. Somebody got to call the cops. There's a dead body over there. Finally, we got somebody to call the police. They came and took the dead body out of there.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow. Did you know how long the body was there for?
Weeks. He stumbled, I guess. That's what they said. He was drunk. He stumbled in there and he fell, and he like chopped his neck on something.
Oh,
Like, he was like in like a
And then
ravine.
no one finds you for weeks.
No, it was like a ravine. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, must have had maggots in them.
Yeah, he had
Worst
maggots
case
crawling out of his
scenario.
eyes.
Oh
It was
my
gross.
God.
It was gross.
We're back. We had technical difficulties.
Sorry
Alright.
about that.
Yeah. All right, so we're back. So you came across a dead body, got the cops to come, 13. Talk about these people you used to rob. Tell us one of these stories, if you can remember.
The 13-year-old robbery stories?
Yeah.
The 13-year-old robbery stories were just, they were just drunk guys, man. Drunk guys that worked all week, and I would take them down.
Is there one specifically?
Like that's just what it was about. There's a lot of specific ones. I mean, you know what I do remember? At 14, my father's best friend taught me how to do a rear naked choke to put somebody to sleep. And that was a game changer because I was always a big kid. I was like a real, I was always like 5'8" or something at like 14, 5'10". I was a big kid. I always was big. I was close to 6 feet, like as long as I can remember. So he teaches me this rear naked chokehold. And now I'm just a kid. I just stand there. Somebody walks by. I grab them, put them in a sleeper hold, put them out, run their pockets, take their wallet and everything, and then go about our business. And it kind of was a rhythm like that. Oh, here's a crazy one. We followed a guy from Kennedy Fried Chicken. Kennedy Fried Chicken, for people that don't know, is the hood KFC.
Okay.
So
It's very good.
yeah, so we followed a guy from there. I had this big bright yellow
The wing
bubble coat on, bright yellow. So I had a partner with me that time, and we're just assuming that he's got some money. It's Friday. He's picking up chicken to go home, and we catch him going into a driveway. We work him, and he didn't have $1 on him. All he had was Kennedy Fried Chicken. So that's what we took from him. We took his order, his 3-piece chicken wing, or it was 3 pieces of chicken.
Imagine walking and getting beat up for some Kennedy.
For some
bro.
Kennedy Fried
3
Chicken.
pieces of chicken.
Like, bro, you could have just asked, man. You could have just, I would have gave it to you.
We beat this guy up and ended up getting 3-piece chicken with French fries and the little roll.
God, I'm so mad.
Sometimes the wingdings are worth it.
And,
It's worth
yeah.
it alive.
So,
Yeah.
Like
If I
some
sold
money
for
for
that.
some Kennedys.
So we
100%.
beat the guy up, we leave. And something in my mind told me, I got to take this coat off, got to take this coat off, got to take this coat off. So I take the coat off and I stuff it in a garbage can. And I'm walking back to the house. And the cops pull up and they grab me, throw me down, cuff me, put me on the ground. They put me in the back of a car. And I know what it is. It's an ID. And the only thing that saved me is the guy kept saying, no, it's not him. He had a yellow coat on. The guy had a yellow coat on. And I took that yellow bubble coat off. It saved my life.
You made it out?
Yeah, I made it
there you
out.
go?
They just opened
That's
up the
just
door
luck,
and let me
bro.
go.
That's
Literally.
luck.
How much was
luck.
the most you ever made off of one of those drunk guys?
Oh, the drunk guys were like $500, $800.
Damn, that ain't bad.
But at 13, 14, that's what we thought. That it ain't bad. But we were risking
I ain't
everything
get,
for
yeah,
that.
I ain't get no $800 at
Nah.
fucking 13.
No, we were risking it all though for that little bit of money. Risk putting it all on the line.
Yeah.
And but that was what was building the confidence to
Yeah.
keep going further with the juxes.
Yeah.
To justify what's the next one. All right, the next one is now we got guns. Where do we go from here? It was never working businesses when it went to guns. It was always the drug dealers when it went to when it escalated to the guns. It was drug dealers, and so talk to a lawyer. There's some stories I could talk about statute of limits. These are crazy stories, guys. So we had a competitor. He was like my competition selling heroin. And I had been clocking him, what he was making, what he was doing. And he had 2 apartments. And so I'm watching him. And me and 2 guys, we're going to go get him. It's time to get him. Now it's time to get this guy. So we go up into it's a 3-family apartment building. Like in Newburgh, they're little brick buildings. There are 3 floors, 1 apartment on each floor. He had two of those apartments, top floor, middle floor. So we roll up in there, and I got 1 guy going on the 2nd floor, and I'm going up the stairs to go to the top floor. Now, the 2nd floor, I walk by, the door is locked. I remember it being locked. The 3rd floor, and you'd be surprised at how many hustlers leave their front door unlocked. Like, you're out here selling tens of thousands of dollars. You got stashes in here and your door is unlocked. It was the craziest thing to me, and it happened to me numerous times.
They feel like they're invincible, man.
Yeah,
Nobody's
they feel
gonna
like,
come up in here.
I got 2 apartments.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
gonna come up in here. Well, I was the guy that was gonna go up in there. So I got a sawed-off shotgun, a little double-barrel sawed-off shotgun. My partner's got sawed-off shotgun, and one's got a pistol. So there's 3 of us. And I was with the two stupidest people in America. So let me put that disclaimer out there. So I walked by the second floor.
proclaimer.
I walked by the second floor and the door is locked. I know that that's where he's hustling out of. So I go upstairs, and I assumed that's where he was living. And I was right. So I go upstairs, and the door is unlocked. So I twist the knob and I push in, boom, and I got the shotgun held up, and I catch him in bed. He's in bed, and he's this big he's jacked up, big swolled up dude. You know. He's like, "What the fuck?" And his girl's like, "Ah!" Her tits are hanging all out. "Ah, what's going on?" I said, "Shh, put a shirt on, put a shirt on. Hey, come on, get over here. Grab him. I beat him in the head with the shotgun a few times. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the shit at? And he's like, "Oh, it's downstairs." So we go downstairs. He doesn't want to unlock the door. I put my foot through the door. I grab him. I give him to one of the guys that's with me. I'm saying, "Hold him." So I go in. I start shaking the apartment down.
Yeah, trying to look for anything.
I'm looking for his stash. I'm looking for his money, his drugs. I'm looking for it all. And I hear a commotion in the hallway. And I go out. And my partner, he's running down the stairs. And I'm like, grab him. So we run down the stairs. We go out. He's running down the street in Newburgh. "Ah, please help me, guys. This big jack swole dude. I mean, this dude was swole. He was probably 270. He just came home
screaming
from
like a
prison,
baby.
screaming like a bitch. "Ah, help me, they're robbing me. He called the cops on me.
He called the cops?
Not on me, but he called the cops. Yeah,
Oh,
they ended
wow.
up coming. We got away. Stashed the.
I don't understand.
It's
how-
crazy
I
they
don't
be doing
understand
that.
how you.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're committing illegal acts, and then you call the cops. Like you gotta go get your get back.
Especially when you're getting robbed of
Yeah,
drugs.
if you get robbed and you're doing nefarious activities, you go get your get bags.
You
You,
go get
you
your
don't
get
call the
bags.
cops. I don't
Nah,
understand that.
they always called. They called the cops, and now they have. I don't know if the audience is aware. Like robbing a drug dealer is a serious crime. It's a Hobbs Act robbery. It's called.
Yeah.
So they not only Hobbs Act robbery, they charge you with the narcotics, with the firearm offense, everything.
And the
Yeah, it's
robbery.
more of an extreme charge.
And they'll have an undercover cop come to you, talk to you about the junk, set it all up. There was never any drugs. There was never any drug dealer. There was no money. It was a cop setting you up for conspiracy to commit a Hobbs Act.
Yeah,
And you get charged with all of those narcotics that you're allegedly going to steal.
that's insane.
And there's people in there right now for life sentences for
For getting set up.
fictitious
Yeah.
crimes.
Yeah,
that
set
never
up.
That they didn't even do. They just agreed to do them.
Yeah, they agreed to do them. So
Yeah.
now when I was younger, growing up in the 90s, we actually had an incident, me and my partner, where the detectives pulled up on us, pulled us over in the car, came to the window and said, "Hey, listen, we know that you're robbing these drug dealers, and fuck them, we don't care. Leave the working people alone. That's what we want from you. Leave the businesses and the working people alone and do whatever you want to do to them."
Well, yeah, because like they're pieces of shit anyway.
So they gave you
You
a
know?
pass, kind
They
of?
gave us 100%. They said they knew what we were doing, that these people were calling them on us, and they gave us a pass on it.
And see,
Yeah, they
I
give
mean,
themselves
I have
up.
the understanding if you're like that stand-up guy that any type of law broken, if you treat it equally, but if you're not, which 99% of the cops don't do, right?
No.
They don't treat every law equally.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
And
Superman
And now
cop
they're
that.
booking people.
Yeah.
Now
So
they're doing
if you're not gonna do that, then the best thing for you to do, if they're leaving regular people alone, then let them go fucking rob the drug dealers. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, you know,
Who
the drug
cares?
dealer cares, but
The drug
I
dealer
figured,
cares.
I
Yeah.
figured it was part of the game. When I sold drugs, I was always worried, and I was always on my toes about someone getting me, knowing where my things were and how I stashed my stuff, and all my movements were
I'm
very
sure you have to be.
calculated. They were
Yeah.
very calculated because I knew that somebody wanted what I had.
Anytime you're successful, even in a legitimate way, people want what you have.
I knew
100%.
that was the case, and that could happen to me at any time. So I always took precautions.
Yeah.
But these people didn't take precautions, and you know, this is what happened.
So she was just flailing her titties around, probably.
Yeah. You know what the crazy part is that she was a fiend, and I knew her because I had sold to her before.
Oh, but you were masked
word.
up, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
masked
yeah,
up.
you
She
were
didn't
masked up.
know. Nobody could see me. I had masks all over.
No.
You know, I was only showing was my eyes. They didn't know anything.
Yeah, it's a little hard for me.
Even to this day, I think they friend requested me recently.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they don't know.
Jesus
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Christ.
say his name.
Yeah, what they don't know won't hurt them.
Nah, it's not gonna hurt him.
So, do you have any like failed attempts where you went in
And it went left.
they caught you before you got in? Maybe.
Nah, not necessarily. Failed attempts were the only failed attempt was the ones that we didn't get anything out of the jukes. So you put all that work in, you know, you kick in the door, wave in the 4-4, and you don't get anything out of it. So it was all for nothing.
What about that time you got shot? You got shot at in the backyard.
There's a crazy. That's a funny one, man. So this Jamaican dude was selling weed, selling bud, and it was me and two of my partners. So we knew they were selling bud in there. So we come up with the plan. We're gonna jux them. It's a jux. Now I got a pistol. My partner got a pistol. My other partner doesn't have a pistol. He's got a sword. He's got a samurai sword.
Okay.
But
Yo, fucking
he's saying,
samurai swords,
Everyone
bro.
had them back
Katanas.
then, I guess.
So he's like, nah, man, I can't go without a pistol. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm gonna hold you down. I got you. I got the pistol. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm gonna take care of it. And he's like, nah, I can't go. And I really wanted to rob these guys. Like I needed the money at that moment. I needed to get them. So I'm like, all right, give me the sword. Give me the sword. You take the pistol. But listen to me, man. Make sure you use the pistol. If something happens, you gotta make sure you shoot, man. And you gotta protect me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna protect you. All right, I got you. And so we climb over this fence. Boom, we get into the backyard. I know the building because I used to live in the building. So I know the whole layout of the land. And the building was weird. It was like the back had a bump out, so there was a window. And then there was a side window that they used to sell the weed and crack out of. And then a back door. So the plan is I'm gonna walk up to the back window, watch in there because I don't have a gun. They're gonna knock and make entry, and we're gonna go lay them down. So I get to the back window, and I kneel down and I look into the window, and you can see through the kitchen and into the living room. It was a little studio apartment. I look in, they make a noise, and the Jamaican guy stands up, and he's got a pistol on his side. It's in his hand, and I'm going, ah, shit, man, this is all bad. Yo. And he's walking directly toward me, and he makes eye contact with me, and he looks right at me. And I'm looking at him, and I'm stuck. I got the sword in my hand. I jump up. I'm doing football moves in the yard. I'm going side. And he starts firing me. Boom, boom. I dive over the fence. I get to the backyard, dive over the fence. My partner, who was supposed to hold me down and watch my back and shoot at this guy because he's next to a window while this guy's shooting at me. Like, you're right there with the gun and he's shooting at me. He jumps over. I'm watching him. He jumps over the fence and he's firing over his shoulder. Boom, boom, boom. I said, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what happened? What happened? That wasn't the plan.
Just into the air.
Yeah, he's fired randomly over his shoulder.
You were literally dodging bullets.
I was dodging bullets 100%.
That's some Eli.
Call him
shit.
Yeah.
Eli going
Yeah. Yo, you know, I don't know what they call that. You know, when you're doing in the footballs and you're in the tires.
Yeah, side to side.
The side to side.
Yeah.
I'm going side to side. I'm trying to get out of the way. This guy's shooting at me, man. I dove over the fence, got out of there.
I would have been pissed.
Damn,
Oh, I was mad at him. He never
had
went on
bad
another
aim.
jukes
Yeah,
again.
you're never carrying again.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Nah, he never went on the jukes again. It was over. His juxing days with me were over.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
love you, bro. You know who you are. You're going to see this, and you're going to be mad, but we both know what you did.
He would call you up, be like, nah, that's not what happened.
Yeah,
You don't know, bro.
yeah. He's like a cat, man. He's got 9 lives, man. He been shot, neck cut, everything. And that night he almost got me killed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we did some crazy ones. Another one I did, another guy with an open door, man. His door was open. We got word that these guys were moving real heavyweight. They were real heavy. And so we found out the house. It's right in the city of Newburgh. And it's a little house. So, all right, we're going to go. Now we're all strapped. We're ready. There's 3 of us. We get there, and his front door is open. I'm getting ready to go kick the door, and the door is open. I just walk in, and you walked in, and there's like a little living room. There's a hallway with stairs, and there's a living room, and then a dining room and a kitchen. So we walk in. He's sitting there playing a video game. There's a little kid sleeping. He looks up at me like, oh, shit.
Caught him on the game.
Shh. I whispered because I don't want to wake the kid up. Come on, get over here. Get over here. Drag him. I grab him, bring him upstairs. Hey, where's everything at? Dad, it's here. So come on, let's make this easy.
Make this easy. Let's not
get it. Let's not. This kid's sleeping. Let's just make it easy. You could always make more money. He doesn't want to give it up without a fight, and then rightly so. Maybe he had what he had was, on the arm, and he had to pay for it, or he had to answer to people. So he doesn't want to give it up. I get him in the bathtub. This is before Training Day came out. Training Day, they put Ethan Hawke in the bathtub, and he's getting ready to kill him, the Mexican.
Like Scarface.
So I got him in the bathtub. I got the curtain wrapped all the way around him, and I'm bludgeoning him. Boom, boom, boom. I'm beating him in the head with stuff. Damn. The plunger, I'm beating him in the head with cans. I'm beating this guy in the head with everything. The gun, the plunger. So he finally tells us, it's here. So we ended up coming out of that all right. We ended up with a safe, a bunch of other shit, and we did well that night.
Yeah,
he didn't do well. But he had his door open again. What are you doing with your door open? But at least make it hard for a guy to crazy. So you got warning,
It's like a tease.
No, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, huh? Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's like a tease, man.
You gotta do it.
So the juxes were definitely like the craziest part of my life and my experiences, because it's easy to kill somebody or to do something, but when you're putting your foot through somebody's door and those people on the other side and they're armed and they're gonna shoot back.
Yeah.
We're just a whole different ball game you're playing in. You're playing in a whole different field.
Yeah, like
you gotta have balls to.
Yeah, in that aspect, it shows who's really in it, and who's really not, who's really real, and who's really not.
Those were probably the scariest times, man. Is during those. And I remember when I was just a hustle, guys used to want to get me in the city of Newburgh, and I understand that, right? I'm the only white guy in the middle of an all black and Spanish area. And so I always took precautions. When I was out there 1 a.m. selling crack, I'd stand up. When I seen somebody, I always had something near me, some type of weapon, and I was always aware of my surroundings.
And people that aren't in that type of situation in the hood, they don't understand the difference when you're a white boy in the hood.
No, it's much more trying.
It's everybody thinks that you're a bitch.
You got to put work in.
Everybody thinks that they can take advantage of you.
You got to put work in.
And so you have to go 10 times harder.
Yeah, you got to put work in.
And a lot of people don't understand that, because a lot of people don't. But the people that come from it, you could see, like when you see videos of people in the hood and they got their white boys with them, they ride hard for their white boys. The white boys that are really about it.
Yeah, because
they put in that work.
They put
in that work because it takes more work to get respect in the hood as a white boy.
It absolutely does. And anybody that says it doesn't is a liar. Like, I had to put work in that city and to earn the level of respect and to have blocks that I was able to hustle on and people around me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had an incident where the Jamaicans told me that I couldn't sell drugs there. Mm-hmm. And it was a block that I was on, and I lived there, and I felt that, I live here.
Who the fuck are you?
You ain't gonna fucking tell me I can't sell drugs. So one night it kind of culminated. They beat my cousin up, and my cousin's biracial. He looks black. Mm-hmm. So, but they knew that we were a multiracial group of people. There was Dominicans, blacks, whites that all rolled with me. My crew, we were everything.
I think a lot of people, when they see our family, they're surprised, because they'll like meet me and you, and then they'll meet our whole family, and they don't understand that it's just complete.
It's diverse.
It's diverse from every corner. Yeah. Every corner.
It's a diverse family, and so they didn't realize that he was really with me like that, and so they jump him. He comes in, he's all bloody, and we end up going out to the corner, and these Jamaicans are there. And again, man, the streets are just, they're all flowing behind these Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like 50 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull out. I had a gun on me and I had it covered. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Look, we're not trying to really, let's just chill. We don't want no problems. We're gonna take them in. It is what it is. Maybe get a fair fight tomorrow or something with them. Let them get a fair one. And they're like, nah, fuck that. You know what it is. And I'm like, nah, but we really don't want no problems right now. And so now they're coming. So I pull out, boom. Now I'm out. I got it out in front of me, right? And the dude says, fuck you gonna do with that, white boy? I'm gonna take that and stick it up your ass. And I'm gonna shoot you with it, your own shit. And I'm like, yeah? So when I pull it out, there's two girls. I'm on Broadway in Newburgh, and there's all these storefronts, and I remember there's two girls like cowering in the corner, like, because now it's serious.
Yeah.
There's a firearm out. This is all getting real. This is getting out of control. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and I remember him when he said that, I'm like, you're gonna take what? Boom, 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 boom. Now I start letting it off. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And now everybody's running, screaming. I ended up shooting them that night, and I didn't get arrested. I didn't get arrested because we had so many apartments in the building that they didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
I ended up throwing the gun. You know, they came, flooded the building. He didn't tell. He was stand up. He was shot. He put a bunch of people in the lineup, and he didn't tell, which was a good thing. And then I remember, like 3 days later, right? There's a meeting. They had a mediator in the streets that called me up. Yo, hey. They used to call me White Chocolate at that time.
White Chocolate.
Hey, White Chocolate, come down, come out. We want to talk. And I went down to the corner, and I was strapped again because now I'm at war. Yeah, and they're like, listen, he says, yo, you got to pay me. You got to pay me. And I'm like, what do you mean I got to pay you? And I forgot what he said. He wanted like 5 ounces of crack. And I'm like, pay you? I'm not paying you anything. I'm ready for war. I did the opening salvo. I shot you. Yeah. So whatever we got to do at this point, let's go. Yeah. What's up? Already started. And he kind of like backed up and backtracked, and it ended up just going away. I ended up being cool with the dude.
Right? Became friends?
Yeah, not friend. Yeah, friendly. Like I was all right with him before. Then he started acting up. And then we became friendly again, and everybody thought I was crazy. I ended up smoking dust with him, like the craziest thing, man.
I don't know if I could be
I shot this guy, and I'm smoking dust with him, and I'm completely out of my mind.
Well, the thing is, real recognize real. So probably at some point he was like, all right, we're not getting anywhere from here. So, you know, instead of going all out war, you don't make money in war. So he was just probably like, all right, let's just chill.
You know, he was friendly.
He was just. They knew that it's going to get bloody out here. Yeah. I was willing to go the mile to do what I had to do.
Well, people's attitudes.
To make money, to support. What I felt at that moment was I was supporting my family. I was taking care of my kids. That there was no one going to tell me that I couldn't be there. And I was willing to go to the end.
People's attitudes change when you're willing to go. When they see that you're willing to go, it changes real quick.
So that dust story, that's a crazy one. This was years later. It wasn't like right after it happened. It was like I don't know, like 5 years later. Yeah. So he sees me out front of my house. I'm living on Liberty Street. And he's like, yo, White Chocolate, what's good? You want to smoke a bag? I'm like, I hadn't smoked dust in a long time. I just flirted with it here and there. I'm like, all right, fuck it, man. Let's do it. And I don't ever do anything like just, lightly. I'm like, why don't we get a bundle? It's like 10 bags, right?
Yeah, have fun.
So he's like, nah, you're crazy, man. We'll get 3. I'm like, 3? All right, let's go. So we get the bags. We walk over. We're sitting in front of an abandoned building, and we roll up. I roll one, he rolls one. We start smoking those. Man, listen, I couldn't get through 2. I got up. And it took me like an hour and a half to get home, and it was right around the corner. I walked to the corner, and I was stuck on the corner. I'm bent down, and I'm looking down, and I just can't move. This is the last time I ever did any dust or anything like that. I'm looking down, and these girls came walking by that I knew, and they're like, "White Chocolate, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Man, I need a cab." And they're like, "A cab? Where you going?" I said, "I'm going home." They were like, "Home? You live right there? What do you mean?" I said, "Listen, take my cell phone out
It
of
was
my
literally
pocket."
around the corner.
Literally, I was here. I had to.
Just like, yo, I'm not
It
gonna
was
make
one
it.
block away.
I'm not gonna make it.
So they called the cab, and I rolled into the cab, and the cab driver's like, "Where you going?" I told him the address. He's like, "Are you serious?" I said, "I'm serious, man. I can't make it." I crawled out of the cab, crawled into the house, and passed out. It was a block away. It was crazy, man.
To tell them the story about the snowed up white boys, man. Tell them that story.
Snowed up
This
a
story
crazy
is
story.
absolutely insane. This man is insane. Everybody involved is insane. I can promise you that.
So we it was actually started with my brother. My brother, God rest his soul, my brother Ed and I. We woke up, and it was one of them snow days. It was a snow day, fellas. It was a snow day at school. And we grabbed, I think we got 150. We got 150 grams.
Oh Jesus!
And it was crazy. It was anybody that knows weight. It's a big pile. It's big, bro. It's big. It's a lot. So we're in one of my apartments on Broadway, and we start skiing. we start skiing,
Hit the slope.
and we're hitting these slopes hard. And then some other friends are coming in. Some of my other guys are coming. We're all now there's like 7 or 8 of us, and we're all skiing. We're all skiing and sleigh riding.
Didn't you do CY?
Real high. Yeah, I did. I skied to CY. I skied to my initials. The whole thing too. It was probably like a gram and a half. So we got all these guys coming. Now the party's lighting up. We got all the beers are coming. We're drinking. We're partying. We're smoking weed. We're sleigh riding. We're skiing. And one of my partners brings his friend, and his name is Spoon. Hey, Spoon, shout out to you, baby, if you ever see this.
Spoon.
Yeah. So Spoonie thought he could party with us, and we had already been going for about 7 or 8 hours. Spoon jumps in. He's going skiing. I guess Spoon ends up not being able to handle it. So he's like, "Listen, I gotta go home." So we're walking Spoonie out. We all walk down, and we're walking him to the car. And as he's walking to the car, he just passes out. Boom! And he hits his head on the curb, man. Like, boom! It was crazy. And he's down and out. So now we're all skiing. We're all paranoid. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? This guy's leaking. This guy's in bad shape. So one of my other boys, we throw him in the truck. We're like, "You got to take him to the hospital." He takes him up to the hospital, and I guess apparently he comes back. He tells us, "I got out of the truck. I put him in a wheelchair. I kicked the wheelchair into the hospital door, bro. I'm scared." We're like, "What do you
Bro,
mean?"
imagine waking up and that's what you hear. Bro,
So
you just rolled in. We don't know
Yeah,
what
we
the
don't
fuck
know
happened.
what the
We
fuck
have
just
no
happened
idea
to
what
you,
happened
bro.
to Spoon. Nobody knew what happened to Spoon. So he gets back, he tells us a story. We go back to skiing. We're back on the slopes. We're back partying.
He's
Like,
there.
he'll
He's
be
safe.
alright.
He's all right.
He's safe.
He
He's in
died.
the hospital now.
We tried our
made it.
best.
He made it to the island. So we're back up in there. We're going hard. A couple hours later, one of my homeboys comes in, and like I said, our crew is mixed, so he's a black dude. So he's like, "Yo, listen, I got a problem." And we're like, "What's up? Yo, this dude is he was fucking my wife, and he's around the corner, and I'm trying to see him. I need help though. He's got all his people there." So you got all of these skied up white boys in here, and we come out. Your eyes are this big, like this big binoculars going,
Jaws moving.
or jaws are moving, looking like a Chinese movie. And we come around the corner. There's one of my boys, he's got a shotgun. He's standing over in the taking up firing positions in alleyways. They're all strapped. And all of these brothers are standing there, and we're approaching them with Hustle at the center of us. And we're all like this. Chinese movie out, and these dudes are looking like, yo, what's going on? And we're all these white people. They're all got long rifles. They got ARs and shotguns.
His skinwalkers.
Like, whoa,
You
whoa,
can just imagine how crazy that. Yeah, look like skinwalkers,
Coming
like
out the
zombies coming,
darkness.
right? So he ends up pulling up there. They're all like, "What the fuck?" He squashes it. We go back. Now we're partying
You have to
again.
squash it. You got 10 white dudes
Yeah.
fucked up with sniper rifles around the corner. You're like, dude, I ain't
Listen, they were all too. There was like one of them was on the side of the building. One of them was in the van lurking, and they're all paranoid. They're all skied out of their
they
minds.
probably thought that they were
too tactical.
They probably thought that they were hidden too, and they were just weren't hidden.
They're all
They look
skied
around
out of
and
their
see-
mind, bro. Everybody's out of their mind. We try to talk to these people. They're not understanding. Your jaw more.
Jittering too much.
Yo, Taz, give us the signal, Taz. Give us the signal, Taz.
Take 'em out right
Yeah, that's
now.
what they were saying. They were like, yo, what are we doing? And I'm like, I don't know what we're doing right now.
I'm just
Let
here.
them
Same boat
talk.
as you, yo.
Yeah, we're in the same boat right now.
I'm just here.
I'm out of my mind. I'm already 30 grams in.
30 grams is crazy.
Yeah, man. That was a crazy
Then y'all just
day.
went back to partying after that?
Yeah, we went back to partying. We partied all night. And then we thought we were going to go to work the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
over.
worked out real good. We got to renovate a building right on the corner. So we all go down in there. We unload all the tools. We're skiing right off of the step ladders to try to keep the energy
keeping it
alive.
going.
And it just wasn't going to work.
Wasn't your dad your boss?
Yeah, my father was my boss. So he walks in and we're all in there. And I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to talk to him. Like, nah, I just got to go home.
It's just not happening.
They
today,
come
man.
down with too hard.
Yeah, the come down was hard. The come down was hard. That
More
was
of a
the
crash.
come down.
hilarious.
More of a crash.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So, let's talk about hot pursuits. Have you ever been in a hot pursuit with police? Like just dipping from them?
In what?
Helicopters maybe chasing you, anything?
Yeah, I actually got a helicopter chase when I was real young. I think I was like 12 or 13. We went to Macy's, and we were boosting.
Yeah.
We needed school clothes, so me and my best friend, we were in there boosting, packing two book bags up with clothes. You know, we need school clothes, so we put the book bags on. We're going to walk out the door, and the security guard says, "Hey, you!" So we go to run. I hit the door, and the book bag catches. So he grabs me, slams me down, and my partner comes back, kicks him in the face, hits him with the book bag, right? And we get out. We get out.
Few kids.
We run-
Imagine D just
Yeah, we run across the parking lot. We get to the woods, and we're not thinking nothing. This is just it's a security
It's
guard, whatever.
Macy's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Macy's. There's going to be some cops coming, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So we get through the woods, we get to the highway, and we're walking up the highway, and we see a cop, and he looked out of place. So now we're running up the highway, and like now we see other cops, and then we get into more woods, and we're walking through the woods again. Now we think we're all good, and we see cops all in the woods. So now we've run across Taconic State Parkway. It's like 6 lanes.
Yeah,
It's 6
yeah.
lanes.
Yeah.
We run across the Taconic State Parkway. We get over into the next set of woods. Now we hear a helicopter. There ain't no way. We did some
No,
shoplifting.
Macy's, no.
Now we're all in the woods, drinking out of streams, because we're hours in these. We're lost in these
Survivalists.
woods. We're in survival mode.
Yeah.
There's a helicopter.
was it
Cruising
spotlighting?
over. It's daylight, so it's right above the trees, looking for us.
Oh shit.
Looking for us. We're running. We're
For
two little
12-year-olds,
two
yeah.
12, he's 14, I'm 12, but little kids running, and this helicopter was really looking for
Bro,
us.
I'd be terrified. I'd be like, yo, we're done, bro. We're
Yeah.
going for life, man. It's a fucking
It's
helicopter.
over, bro. Yeah. It was
So we
long
ended up
lasting.
getting out of those woods, and we made a phone call. My aunt came and picked us up, and then my mom ended up telling us, where were you guys? They were chasing you with helicopters. What did you do? I said, we shoplifted.
little Macy's, burglary.
But it was the assault. It was the assault
Yeah,
that led
on
to
the security guard,
on
yeah.
the security guard.
Yeah.
But we were 12, man. He slammed me on my face. What was my best friend supposed to do?
Yeah.
He was supposed
Nah,
to sit
you got
on me,
ride,
jump
bro.
on. Yeah,
You
he
gotta
had to
go
ride.
in,
He
yeah.
rolled
Of
with me.
course.
He rolled
Of
with me.
course. No
We
man
ended up
left
keeping
behind.
his book bag. He still had it on him, so it was full of clothes. So we won a little bit.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, got a little something back.
We got a
Just
little
like
bit.
7 hours of running from the police. You got a few pieces of clothes.
we got a few pieces of
Yeah,
clothes.
it was
You know
worth
what
it.
I
It was
mean?
worth it.
Game is game, bro.
That was the
W
last
is a
time
W.
him or I ever shoplifted.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we never shoplifted.
Shoplifting's never worth it, man. That's like the
Nah.
one crime that's never worth
Nah,
it.
it wasn't worth
It's
it.
like
100%.
just
Nah,
don't-
but these boosters go in and they take a lot of stuff.
oh, they take every but you don't
Yeah.
get arrested for it
Yeah.
anymore.
Nah,
they don't do anything to
Nah,
you.
we'd have went to jail over that back
Hell
then.
yeah.
It would have been live.
Especially the shit that they do
grand
now,
larceny.
they'll fill it with TVs,
Yeah.
games, all that. Just walk
Nah,
right
they
out.
chased us with a helicopter over a book bag full of
book bag
stuff.
full of clothes,
A book
bro.
bag full of clothes that had ink tags on.
I guess we gotta
Yeah.
find a little equilibrium there.
Yeah. That joint, that was crazy. That was
Because it's
crazy.
definitely annoying going into the store and everything is locked up. That shit is terrible.
Oh, it's horrible.
So I do hate thieves for that, but I don't think that they should be getting chased with helicopters for a book bag full of clothes. That's a little
I used to
insane.
get lucky back then because one time we were doing a burglary and we stole a car. That was our thing. Our thing was we'd go out burglarizing and we'd steal a car and then drive it back. So this time we stole a car, we stole pry bars and stuff, and we were trying to hack our way. We were inexperienced. We were 16 years old. We were trying to hack our way through cement block wall on a grocery store.
You were trying to chisel through it?
Chisel through it. Boom, boom, boom. And I remember how loud it was. Boom, boom. We got a big hole, and we couldn't get through the rest. It was just so much noise. So we left there. We took our van, stolen van, and we went to another store that we knew had a big safe in it. And we ended up, getting in. We get in the back door. We get the safe on a hand truck. And we're pushing the safe out through the backyard, trying to get it to the van. And a cop looks over the fence. He goes, "Hey, you, stop." I dove. He dove, right? And this shit was comical because I dive over here and he's like a cat. You know, if you know, he's like a cat. He's got the best reflexes of anybody I've ever met. Like he can walk on a tightrope, but not me. So I jump over and I'm running. I go to jump over a fence and I get caught in the fence. The fence spins me around in a circle. Boom! I land on my back. I get up. I go to run again. I slip on ice. I fall on my head, right? I run across the street and I get away. My best friend ends up, on a big chase. He went the opposite way up the same block just across the street from me. Ends up taking somebody hostage in a house, jumping out a second story window, and I didn't find that out till later.
Christ.
So apparently the lady was in there because it was getting late and we were just trying to get something. She was in there buttering hard rolls. She was buttering hard rolls and hurt us in the back.
Oh,
reason we
so
got
she was
caught.
in the store.
Yeah, she was in the store. That's the only reason we got caught on
Going to take a hostage is a little crazy. That's a little insane.
that. Yeah, he
dude.
was crazy though. He was crazy. He was
Hey,
crazy.
bro.
Now that escalated
All for-
quickly.
all for- Oh, escalates fast.
It's like,
That's why people that tell me that 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old people ain't dangerous.
No,
That's a
they're
lie.
dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
That's a lie.
Especially boys. Especially boys. Boys are dangerous.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah,
In the 90s,
yeah.
we were dangerous.
yeah. Especially
were
if you want
dangerous.
you want to
If
prove
you don't
something.
have older men to discipline you around that age and show you the correct way, you're dangerous.
So you go wild.
Because you can do
Yeah.
damage, especially boys that go through puberty early. You do a lot of damage,
100%.
and especially to women.
Yeah.
They're not really dangerous to older men unless you're using a weapon. But
Here's another crazy. I used to do, like I said, anything to earn money at that time. 16 years old. I used to scrap metal. So they were building the Cortland Town Center out at that time. It used to be called the Westchester Mall. So they tore a bunch of it down and they're building it. So I know there's scrap metal over there. So I borrow my father's truck. I'm 16. I borrow his truck and I go down there. He doesn't know where I'm going. I get stuck in the mud. I'm trespassing. I'm stealing copper and all of this, these aluminum and copper. I'm stealing from this job site. and my truck gets buried. His truck gets buried to the rocker panels.
Yeah.
It's buried all the way.
No.
There's no way this is coming out.
No.
So now I'm going, shit, I'm going to get my ass kicked. This is all bad right now. So they had these big giant forklifts. They're called lulls. I went over there and I figured out how to hotwire. It took me about 20 minutes. I figured out how to hotwire
You
that
hotwired a
fucking
whole
thing.
forklift?
Yeah, and I drove that big thing in. I picked up the truck. I pushed it out of the mud, jumped in, and took off out of there.
Well, they probably got to the job site like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
yeah.
happened here?
No idea.
This 16-year-old him fucking stealing copper.
Hey, if it works, it works, you know?
How much did you make off that copper? You remember?
Copper was good then, so that was like $1,000 I think I made on that load.
A
Wow.
Gino? Gino
bad.
at 16,
Yeah.
bro. I would have did it.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Hell yeah. Fuck that.
You got to do what you got to do, you know. You got to do.
It's
what
survival
you gotta
mode,
do.
man. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was in
You gotta
survival mode for so long that that all of that was just normal. That criminality was just all normal, run of the mill for me.
Yeah, no, yeah. And disclaimer, too. This isn't to condone or glorify any criminal activity
At
from his
all.
past or anybody's past that we interview. It's just to share the stories, maybe for your guys' entertainment a little bit, and to share, I mean, what was in their mind and what they did and what they went through. So, you know, it's just war stories. So, disclaimer, we don't condone it, we don't glorify it, and don't do crime.
Well, I would
But,
say that it was more just the build up to what really changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I came from, and these stories are what I was going through that made me the person that was willing to sell so much narcotics and not give a damn and to end up with you know, football number sentences with the feds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always a rhyme or reason,
Yeah.
and especially when you go that long without someone of significance telling you that you can be better or pushing you to be better or giving you the capability to be better. It just builds up and you just don't care. You just don't care.
Yeah, it's a steamroller
Yeah,
effect. It just
yeah.
rolls downhill.
You just care
It's like-
even less, and you're willing to do even
Yeah.
more.
And you get
So-
deeper and deeper into
especially when you
more
have
sticky
ambition.
situations.
Especially the scariest person to be around is the person with the most ambition and nothing to lose, because they're gonna do anything to get what they want.
Yeah, and I was that guy. I was willing to do whatever I had to do. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter what it was. I was willing to do it. I was trying to get ahead by any means necessary. By any means necessary.
I mean,
And through all of these
I
breaks, I
understand,
used
yeah.
to do construction with my dad, right? All these breaks, all in between all of this, I used to go to work with him and learn how to fix and build houses.
yeah,
Throughout this whole thing, and I never once stopped to look at it and say, I don't need to do this.
yeah,
He gave me a trade. I can go and I can make more money doing this the right way than the
well,
wrong
you
way.
also had at that point 5 kids,
Yeah.
and then you had ambitions to live
Yeah,
a more luxurious lifestyle than that would have gave you with
100,
5
yeah.
kids, a wife, and the off seasons of construction, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it was the ambition to want to live better.
Yeah, I
So-
definitely wanted to live better. I didn't want to live like a poor slob that I lived my whole life.
Yeah, and I mean, and that takes discipline and wisdom to be able to step back and say, okay, I have to live like this because these are the consequences that I'm going to face. The time that I lose of my life and the people's lives around me. You know, the ambition isn't worth that. That takes
High
time
risk, high
and
reward.
wisdom. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you gain that wisdom from doing 13 years in prison after. You know, I'm sure, you know. So, no, yeah, that's definitely insane.
You know, I was just thinking about a funny party story. I was one of the apartments we had. All my boys were in there, you know, and I had a wife and kids at home. So I came out one night and I go to the apartment, and it's a basement apartment. It's all dark in there. So I open up the door and I go in, and they're all ass naked. There's a bunch of women ass naked. They're blowing lines and skiing off the girl's ass cheeks.
Just
Like, hey, come
partying.
on in, man. Come on.
What'd you do? You fucking stripped down to your birthday suit and said, let's
I
go.
just jumped on in there.
Go.
I just jumped on in that party, man. I went
Fire,
right
bro.
on in, man. Those were the days. Those were the days.
So you guys had like secret bachelor pads and shit?
I had apartments all over.
Hell yeah.
Because I renovated, I managed buildings, so I had garages and apartments, and I had places to be. Anything that I wanted to do, I had tucked around all around the city of Newburgh.
So you had like a little fucking, just a little, I don't even know what the word to call it is, like an organization. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was organized
You had a little organization.
because I had the legitimate
bro.
construction property management business, and I was selling drugs. So I was able to move around all of that.
Yeah.
So instead of renting the apartments to other people, I'd pay the rent to the landlord. And then I save money because I'm getting paid 10% to collect the rent roll. So I'm saving money on the apartments, but I'm really just paying them like it's somebody living there, but it's me. I'm controlling
Yeah, you're
all
keeping
of these
it.
different
Yeah.
things. And then I can move around that way.
No, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
can
and all of this, he's in his early 20s too.
Yeah.
Mid 20s.
Yeah.
Imagine
A lot of
that.
big
Imagine
things.
that.
23, 22.
Imagine having like 4 apartments you could just go back and forth to.
Be nice.
Yeah, all these stories are from my early 20s. They were from our teenage years to early 20s. So it was like a lot of life lived in that little bit of, in that little chunk of time.
You
Living
definitely
fast.
today you'd have to sell a lot more heroin to afford that.
Yeah.
There's like $700 apartments and shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were. They're like $700 apartments.
Hell yeah.
Every-
$600
And
apartments.
it's a
Can't
2-bedroom
find
too.
that nowhere.
Yeah, you get a 2-bedroom for like $750.
Hell yeah.
They're like
Fuck no.
$750 for
Different
a 2-bedroom.
times, yo.
Yeah.
Different times.
Yeah.
Not today, man. All right, well, I think that's a good place to end off. Disclaimer again, we don't condone any criminality or glorify it. We're here to raise awareness for prisoners, criminals, ex-criminals, the incarceration system, and the injustices that happen throughout that entire statement. So don't do drugs, don't do crime, and you guys have a blessed day.
Take care.